Hey guys, this is Thelma. Good morning. Today I want to talk about something that I kind of stumbled across recently that inspired me. And basically, it was a saying by, I believe it was Henry David Troy. I'm not quite sure how to pronounce his name. But anyway, he said, it's not what you look at that matters, it's what you see. And that really kind of got me thinking. A lot of times we look at certain situations and we see completely different things. People look at the same situation and they'll probably end up seeing different things. And recently I came across something written by, I think it was Napoleon Hill Foundation, that said, if you go around with a closed mind, then sometimes you stumble across blessings and you don't even recognize them. And basically, they are both saying the same thing. Basically, sometimes we see certain situations or we look at certain situations and we see completely different things. But then what the other saying is implying is that the mindset with which you approach that situation is what determines basically whether you see a blessing or a lack or a problem. And in one way or another, I've been talking about this quite recently in different blogs that I've posted in the past. But the real thing that I want us to kind of focus on today is not just why we look at things differently, not just why we see things differently, but how we can condition ourselves to see things in a more positive light. Okay, for example, somebody might be, and maybe this is a bit of an extreme example to use, but if somebody were in an accident, for example, and they lost a finger, right? It's more, we have more of a tendency to look at that situation and say, oh, wow, poor soul, the person lost a finger. Whereas another person can look at that situation and be like, thank God he lost only one finger and still kept, his remaining fingers, right? And likewise, we can look at certain situations and say, okay, this person got fired from a job after putting in 30 years or whatnot. Another person can look at that situation and say, well, he had a job for 30 years. And if one person is more grateful than the other, under that circumstances, who is more likely to have another job or another opportunity open up for them? So ultimately, when we look at certain situations, it's very important. This is something that I really like to do, and I think I've mentioned that before. As much as possible, I try to stay away from social media and setting things in social media. Not that social media is bad, but you want to be very careful what you expose yourself to in social media. And so one of the things that I like to do is sometimes you'll see a post on Facebook or any other social media for that matter, a funny video of sorts, or a video period, or a quote on Facebook. And sometimes I just like to go straight to the comments in those posts. I don't know if any of you have ever done this, but I like to go straight to the comments in those posts and just look at what people have to say about the post. And you'll be amazed how many times you find people, even in the most beautiful, the most innocent, the cutest videos, there will always be people who will see something negative to say about it. So my interest in doing that is not necessary to look at the people who are saying something negative, but it makes me appreciate life more, that I can see something and see beauty. I can see something and see peace. I can see something and see purity and see hope and see love and see inspiration. And there are just people out there who look at the same exact video or the same exact circumstance or the same quote, and all they can see is something negative to say about that. So the first thing that you want to do to help you be that person who sees things from a more positive light is always approach every situation with an attitude of gratitude. And I know I've talked about that in the past, but when you approach every situation with gratitude, in other words, you're looking for something to be grateful about in every circumstance, no matter how bad that situation may be, there will always be there's always something to be grateful for, and I don't want to give examples because they're extreme, but try that approach of put yourself in situations that you normally don't put yourself in. Do something simple like walk in the park. Do something simple like go to a museum. Do something simple like, have lunch outside the office and just observe people. And you will be amazed how many things you see around you that you can be grateful for. And if you approach life with an attitude of being grateful, no matter the circumstance you're in other words, no matter what bad happens to you, think about something about that same situation that there is to be grateful about. And begin to change your perception or begin to change your mind, because again, it's all goes back to our mental state of mind. It all goes back to our mindset. If your mindset is one where you always see something bad, people I saw a video of a little kid, a toddler who's barely walking, climbing, doing this indoor mountain rock climbing thing. And it was so cute. It was a very cute video of a little toddler, climbing the wall. But even in the midst of that, people still found something to be negative about. If you're that person who is constantly, going on social media and posting something negative about every situation you look at, even if there's something negative to see in a situation, why should you be the person that always sees something negative? So my encouragement to you today is approach life with a different attitude of trying to see the positive, look at a situation, the same situation everybody's looking at, and be that person that comes out of that situation seeing something positive. It's not what you're looking at that matters, it's what you see. And if every time you only see the negative in every situation, then check your life. A lot of things are dying in your life. A lot of opportunities are escaping you. There's been a lot of opportunities that you've probably seen that you did not recognize as opportunities because all you saw was the negative in that situation. I promise you, no matter how bad that situation is, there's always, always, always a positive that you can find in that situation. It could be a learning experience. It could be an opportunity. It could be a blessing in disguise. And there's not enough time to give examples, but there's been so many examples of situations like that, even in my personal life, that I can relate to. Every situation, doesn't matter whether it was growing up in an abusive situation, it doesn't matter whether it was growing up in poverty, it doesn't matter what that situation is, because at the end of the day, look at every successful person you've ever come across and listen to the experiences that brought them to where they are. Everybody has had something negative happen to them, but the people who come out successful, the people who come out stronger and the better for it are the people who took the positive out of that situation and made that their life story instead of the negative. So again, open your eyes and look, but more importantly, see the positive. As always, I love you guys. I look forward to hearing your feedback. Please share this video and blog with your family and friends, and I will talk to you later. Bye-bye. Have a great day.